Hey, it's 427. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk Live on this Thursday afternoon. I'm Austin Reed. Thank you for being with us. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on air. My next guest, we're talking about photography now. Joining us live in our Tower District studios is Marco. How do I say your last name?
Tovar.
Tovar. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say it like that,
Yeah.
but thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So now we were just talking before the commercial, you teach a film and video production
Correct.
class at
Yeah.
Fresno High.
Yeah.
Well, you're a full-time Fresno High teacher.
Yeah, it's my day job.
And then on the side, you also do photography.
Correct.
So let's start. Tell me your story.
Well, the photography thing started a long time ago.
Okay.
My most recent, so I've been shooting photography for about 25 years now.
Wow.
And I started the process in a dark room. So that's how I learned,
That's
is
so
actually
cool.
film.
Yeah.
And then I got away from that. I think like a lot of us did, and through the early
Went to
2000s,
digital.
all digital. And then about 3 years ago, I discovered tintype photography, which is one of the earliest forms of photography from 1851. So a lot of like the Civil War era photos you see of Abraham Lincoln, and that was what this process is. So
This is freaking awesome.
the
Show
camera.
this camera.
yeah, so this is just a large format camera. It's actually a 4x5 film camera.
Okay.
So it's an old press camera from the like 50s or 60s. Wow. So originally this was meant to hold film
Okay.
in the back here. So a reporter would take this around with multiple packs of film and,
Yeah.
and shoot photos. And I've just adapted it to hold these plates.
Yeah.
And so, so it's not necessarily a tintype camera. It's just a large format film camera that's been
How did
adapted.
you get your hands on this?
eBay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think this one was eBay. I have a couple others, just through like the wet plate community.
Yeah.
People doing the same thing. So.
Tell me a little bit about you sent in some pictures, so I want to start looking at these. We'll take a look at this first one that you sent in. I don't know if you can.
Oh, that's
you see
Brian.
That?
Yeah, I
okay,
can see
so
that.
walk us through these.
So this was an image. His name is Brian. He has a business over at Warner's Complex, and I was doing an event at Root, a pop-up event, and this was just a test shot. Like I always have to do a couple test shots to make
Right.
sure the chemicals are right, and he happened to come in, and so this was from last, or maybe 2 years ago,
Okay.
2 Februarys ago. So yeah, that's actually taken on this camera. That's a 4x5.
Fascinating.
So same size as this one. So,
I mean, you've got to be one of only a few photographers
Yeah.
in Fresno doing shots like these.
yeah,
right?
I think that I know of. I think I'm in Fresno proper. I think I'm the only one. I know there's. I know of a couple people. There's someone up in. She's up near Yosemite.
Okay.
Who started it about a year ago. But yeah, Fresno area. I think I might be the only one. So
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I love this picture. You've
Oh,
got
yeah.
even the old car, too.
Yeah, so that's actually an 8x10.
Okay.
So it'd be similar to this. And that's Louis, actually a former Fresno High student who
Oh, okay.
kind of reconnected with again through my buddy Nick at Fres Brew. So he's a beer tender over there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that was an 8x10. So the unique thing about these tintypes is that the size of the plate has to match the size of the camera.
Right.
So you need an 8x10 camera to take this
Right.
image.
Okay. So you've got the 8x10 camera at home.
Yeah. I was going to bring in, then I was having
big.
difficulty loading it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
okay, I'll just bring this one.
I love it.
And
Oh, this is cool.
oh yeah,
There's the
the Grand, I believe.
It's the Grand building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started about a year or 2 years ago. I started a series of downtown buildings, so I'm still kind of in the middle of it. But yeah, I've shot the Grand, Hotel Fresno before it started the remodel.
Oh, right. Yeah. Have you done the Pacific Southwest
Yeah,
yet? Okay.
that was the first one I did.
Yeah.
And I got the Water Tower
nice.
and the Tower Theater. So trying
Awesome.
to like hit up all the Fresno
Right, the
landmarks.
landmarks.
So, yeah.
We should. We should use this picture as our background here.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's just so cool. It brings you back to a day where things were calmer, I think.
Right. Yeah.
In the early 1900s.
Simple technology.
Right. Now, how do you? So you're able to buy the frames?
Yeah. So all this is, I should have brought in a blank one, but before you do, you make an image on it, it's just a piece of trophy metal. So like the little strips of metal that are at the bottom of the trophies that are engraved, that's all it is.
Okay.
So they come in different thicknesses. But yeah, it's a blank slate, and you're essentially making a piece of film.
Right.
With this is your canvas.
Right.
So there's 4, 5 different chemicals involved.
Now, do you have a dark room at your house?
I've made a portable dark room.
Okay.
So I made it's if you ever come to a pop-up event that I'm at, I'll usually have it. It's a box about 3 feet by 2 feet.
Interesting.
And I cut in a window that allows red light in.
Wow.
And then I just kind of go in it and
do your work.
I've made it work. It's a lot of DIY going on.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
let's look at this picture. This is an older
that's Chris
gentleman.
Sorensen.
Okay.
He has an art studio downtown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's been in the art community a long time in Fresno, and I think when I first started this process, knowing that I was going to be shooting photographs on metal, he works with metal. That's the type of art he welds and has some really incredible pieces. But I thought of him because he's kind of they call him the man of steel.
Right.
And so I thought I want to take his tintype on metal. So I think that was probably the first portrait I shot. And you notice like some of them look, the light looks different because some of them are shot in natural light.
Okay.
Like for example, this one here, this was in my backyard, just using natural light, as opposed to like the first one of Brian. Yeah, that one, that's with a strobe.
Wow.
And so this process, it's not like modern film or digital where it doesn't need that much light. It needs a lot of light.
Right.
So if you're familiar with like ISO ratings on film, it's equivalent to about a 1 ISO.
Okay.
So you pretty much need about 100 times the amount of light as you would in normal photo.
Now, if somebody's watching today or on a replay and they would like you to come out and maybe do a shoot with them, are you available to do that?
Yeah, I do. So I do pop-up events.
Okay.
I do like mobile sessions.
Okay.
And it just is kind of dependent on my schedule
Right.
now that I'm back teaching full time. But yeah, absolutely.
And you have different packages that you can offer people, pricing, and each shoot's different, I'd imagine.
Right. It ranges whether you want something like a 4x5 or something larger. I also have 5x7s available.
Okay.
And then I scan these at high res, so you could print these massive because it's essentially like a 4x5 negative.
Right.
So if you scan it and blow it up, it's like scanning a 35 millimeter negative. So and they look
so
beautiful when
cool.
they're blown up.
Yeah, to see it in person is just freaking awesome. Your website is it tovarphotography.com?
Photography, yeah.
Okay. And then people can follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, it's at two underscores
Right.
Tovar. I never realized I had 2 underscores until about a year ago.
Whatever. It works.
Yeah.
Don't change it now.
Yeah, I know.
You've got all your
I'm stuck.
followers. So, well, hey, brother, thank you so much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
I appreciate
Appreciate
it. This was fun. And check them out, everybody. These are pictures that this is very different photography, and man, this was fun. So
Thanks for having me.
yeah,
Appreciate
good to
it.
meet you, brother. All right, I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk.